Coming up on City Beat, another milestone indicating they really are coming to Las Vegas. On November 13th, ground was broken on Raider Stadium. It was a unique display of locals showing Raider pride and the touching reason why the team is proud to call Las Vegas home. Then find out who was behind this beautiful piece of artwork. Many hands went into creating this tribute to the victims and first responders of the October 1st shooting in our community. We'll explain as it is unveiled and donated to City Hall. And one of our very own City of Las Vegas employees is presented with a prestigious award for the garden he and his wife created. Find out what went into this garden that made it turn the heads of the judges. Hi, everybody, and welcome to City Beat. I'm your host, Nancy Byrne, and we are in the beautiful Rose Garden out here at Lorenzi Park. It's just right behind the Durfelt Senior Center. A little later on, we're going to tell you about one of our city's own employees who recently was awarded a prestigious award for his very own garden. But first, have you heard? Las Vegas is going to be Raider Nation. Well, for those who thought it wasn't going to happen, it seems it's carved in stone now, or at least carved into the dirt where the stadium is going to be built. We were there at the groundbreaking ceremony, which was a beautiful mix at an exciting look into our future and a sentimental look at our recent past. You might think a groundbreaking ceremony celebrating a new stadium for a new NFL team would be fireworks, marching bands, and cheerleaders. But when people gathered to celebrate the groundbreaking for the Raiders' new stadium in their new hometown, organizers displayed the class and graciousness of remembering this is also a town that suffered a tremendous tragedy on October 1st. As Judith Hill and the Las Vegas House of Blues Gospel Choir opened the ceremony, 58 beams of light filled the night sky, remembering the 58 victims of the shooting at the Route 91 Harvest Festival. A performance perhaps not expected, but one that brought everyone to their feet. Our city's unified spirit displayed during and after the tragic shooting remained a theme throughout the ceremony, starting with Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders since his legendary father died in 2011.
For the Raiders to be successful and ultimately win, it takes teamwork. Nowhere has the notion of teamwork been better displayed or more evident than in Las Vegas on the evening of October 1st, 2017, when, with the world watching, Mayor Carolyn Goodman, County Commissioner Steve Sisolak, Representative Dina Titus, Sheriff Joe Lombardo, their staffs, all the first responders, emergency health care workers, and local citizenry seamlessly worked together to bring a sense of safety and security to a situation that without teamwork could have resulted in chaos. The Raiders are proud and honored to be joining such a special team.
The Master of Ceremony, George Lopez, took over, and while the 58 beams of light remained in the background, the mood took a lighter turn.
I am a tremendous Raider fan. I've always been. I let my hair go a magnificent combination of the silver and black.
Nevada Governor Brian Sandoval kicked off the distinguished list of speakers.
Now it's real, right? Yeah. This is one of the most transformative moments, I believe, in the history of Las Vegas.
He went on to share a story of how he knew dealing with this team, he was dealing with tradition and dignity. It culminated in a moment with Mark Davis.
You know, and I'll share just a quiet moment that I had with Mark in Carson City. And he's told this story over and over again. And we looked each other in the eye, and we shook hands, and we said, this is a deal. And we're both men of our word. And Mark Davis is a man of integrity, and he's a man of his word. And I cannot wait until the Raiders come to Las Vegas because of you.
This community has a clear vision, which is a tribute to the political and business leadership. Relentless, determined, and laser focused. And labor focused too, by the way, guys. There you go.
Then it was the first of two groundbreaking ceremonies that would take place on this night.
These are the first of many shovels that will build this magnificent stadium. Let's commemorate this with a photo of the three guys. The Raiders have found a home.
Then the first of two videos that would play.
For generations, Las Vegas and the Raiders have cultivated legacies all their own.
Which team, by colors alone, is identifiable around the world? By slogan, commitment to excellence. All those things are the Raiders.
Pioneers and innovators in their own right.
The video included a sneak peek of what our world-class stadium will look like. Then the president of the Raiders took to the stage, again beautifully blending the magnitude of this occasion with the unity of our community.
From fifth-generation Las Vegans to the newest resident, the landscape here is one of inclusion and welcoming, of diversity and progress and growth. We've seen what kind of community this is, and the recent tragic events that occurred here showed the world. The world watched, the world grieved with you, and the world was inspired by your courage, your compassion, and your actions.
Joining the stage were Mayor Carolyn Goodman and Clark County Commission Chairman Steve Sisolak.
It is good to be wearing red in a black and silver world, because this is the heartbeat of Las Vegas, and we welcome our Raider family here.
Mayor Goodman went on to proclaim November 13th, 2017, Las Vegas Raiders Day.
The Las Vegas Raiders, and Las Vegas will undoubtedly be the envy of professional sport teams in cities throughout the land.
A second turn of the dirt and a final video. Everyone who attended the ceremony agreed when it comes to throwing a party, no one does it like Las Vegas. It lived up to something the late, great owner Al Davis used to love to say, just win.
To see you all in those silver and black uniforms and have you all individually introduced to the roar of the crowd.
Also in attendance were many of the first responders of the October 1st mass shooting. You know, that's a day that we will never forget here in the city of Las Vegas, and people from all over the world really are still trying to figure out ways to show their support to our city. Recently, a beautiful piece of art was delivered to City Hall. It was created by some local artists and 2 local charities. 150 individual little canvases, each with its own unique message of love and compassion. Put them all together and you have this, one large message of love. This is how a group of local artists and 2 local charities decided to convey their message of support to a city still reeling from the October 1st mass shooting on the Strip. Craig Herman is not only the chairman of the board for one of those charities, he was at the concert that horrific night.
We thought as a charity, let's lead with love. And what leading with love with us was our clients saying, you know, we want to make a statement and share a perspective of love from an operation that is willing to, you know, make that statement simple, you know, that we care about our community. We feel for those of us, I'm a victim, that were there for that night of the concert, and that love will overcome everything.
The other charity is a very new one called Gracie's House, named after this beautiful 12-year-old girl. Her father also happens to be a battalion chief with Las Vegas Fire and Rescue and was one of the first responders on October 1st.
We just received our 501c3 for Gracie's House, and I said, why don't you reach out to our partners at New Vista and see if we can do an art project. And so by mid-afternoon on Tuesday afternoon after the incident, they had an art project scheduled for Saturday afternoon where they had over roughly 150 people collaborate and to help create this art piece.
Art speaks volumes when it comes from the heart. It also helps when you have professional artists overseeing the project. That's where Naya Rivera comes in. She and other artists wanted to create one piece that would involve many hands.
How can we involve as many people as possible in the community and do like a massive project, a massive statement, because there were so many people impacted. Didn't matter the age, nothing, you know what I mean? Like, we're a family, we're a community. So we came up with the concept of everyone painting their own small canvas, and we had 150 of those. And then in the middle, the heart is I'm getting emotional. The heart represents the victims that passed away, the 58. So there's 58 of the canvases in the shape of a heart.
When the piece was completed, all involved thought City Hall and our Office of Cultural Affairs would be the perfect recipients. A very welcome surprise to the director of that office, who was simply told to go down into the lobby of City Hall to receive a gift.
What struck me the most was just the size of it and how personal each of the tiles were. It really was, it's spectacular. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect, and it really took my breath away.
Those with New Vista and Gracie's House say as charities, they're used to receiving help from the public. New Vista provides homes for people with disabilities. Gracie's House, while still in its infancy, will be a resource and community center for people of all ages and levels of disabilities. They say this was their way of joining together with local artists to be the ones giving back.
From a charity, you always expect people to be giving to you. We look at it and say, you know what? We are given richly. Our clients live an amazing life. And we thought we need to be a forward-thinking community and share back love.
Allie's hope is to find a way to share this piece with others all over our community.
I'd love to see it travel around the city and give lots of people throughout the city the opportunity to see it. Ultimately, it will probably find a permanent home here in City Hall, in a place where the public can see it anytime.
So why did this group decide to express their love through art? Well, this was their way of bringing as many people together as possible. And as many in our city of culture know, often expression through art can be a little easier than trying to put feelings into words.
I think that people, when something really horrific happens, they really struggle to process their emotions and express how they're feeling, because there's not words for it. And the arts really give a way to express those feelings without having to find the words.
Well, as Allie said, she would like to see that piece of art travel around the city so that everyone can enjoy it. We will keep track of it and let you know where it is before it gets an eventual permanent home at City Hall. Well, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to tell you about a city employee and his wife who took a rather challenging piece of land and turned it into an award-winning garden. Stay with us. Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, Archie Reese. Archie is a community program specialist and has been with the city since 1998. He has grown our Doolittle Community Center Adult Basketball League into something really special. Knowing the city loves basketball, Archie has led the charge to get more teams involved in the Doolittle League. In recent years, the number of teams has grown from 138 to 181. Nearly 10,000 fans visit Doolittle every week to take in the games that feature schoolyard legends, former professionals, and young up-and-comers. Through his leadership, Doolittle has seen increased revenue of 4% every year over the last 3 years. This helps us fund many more programs for our residents. Teamwork and sportsmanship are traits we've seen in Archie and now have become traits embodied at Doolittle. Congratulations, Archie Reese, our City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month. Welcome back to City Beat from the beautiful Rose Garden at Lorenzi Park. We'd like to take just a moment to congratulate our Mayor Carolyn Goodman, who was recently honored by a very prestigious group for being what they call a good friend to small businesses. The U.S. Conference of Mayors honored our mayor with the Partner America 2017 Small Business Advocate Award for her efforts to support small businesses in our community. The ceremony took place in City Council chambers on November 16th. It is given by Partner America, which is a public-private partnership that was created by the U.S. Conference of Mayors to help mayors provide important resources and information to smaller businesses needing to thrive. All you have to do is take one look at our downtown to realize that small business is big business in our community. Congratulations, Mayor Carolyn Goodman. You know, there's a myth out there that desert landscaping means a yard filled with rocks, maybe some cacti, a statue or two. That's not entirely true. You can create a beautiful garden and a colorful garden without breaking the bank or being a water hog. In fact, every year the Southern Nevada Water Authority hands out awards to businesses and homeowners who create such beautiful surroundings. This year, we're proud to announce that one of our city employees and his wife were honored for doing just that. Here's a look why. You You might think you're standing in an oasis at some tropical resort, but you're in the middle of the desert in the backyard of Vince and Tina Zamora, winners of the prestigious Professional Design and Maintenance Award of Excellence from the Southern Nevada Water Authority. As a human resources manager with the city of Las Vegas, Vince faces challenges at work. 5 years ago, when he and his wife Tina moved into this home, together they faced a whole different set of challenges. A yard of dirt and steep slopes.
And it was dirt. It was a new home. And so we decided that we wanted to do something special and have a place where we could relax and enjoy ourselves and have different parts of the yard be different for us.
We had a big berm against this west wall. And it would cost so much more in addition to doing the landscaping. What are we going to do with the berm? And we just kind of built that into part of the landscape, which created even more definition, so it became a bonus.
They didn't just win the award because of the design they came up with, along with their landscapers. They won because of the ongoing maintenance it takes to keep it looking like this.
Every Friday I come out and just kind of depressurize from the work week and sit down, get on my butt and cut and trim the flowers, deadhead them and contour the shrubs. Tina comes out and she helps me sack up everything, or she'll trim her vegetables and the herbs in the garden back there. So we're pretty busy
during the summer, but I think we kind of have it down to a science.
Yeah, we really do.
A lot of thought went into the types of plants and flowers they would grow, so this labor of love would bring them joy year-round.
Well, you can see right now we've got a lot of color, and it's November.
Right.
So they planted the specific flowers so that it would have color during the course of the years.
The Water Authority is also about conservation and sustainability, so the judges also took notice of how the Zamoras use their yard to grow fruit trees and an herb garden. In fact, Vince says Tina's herb garden is so immaculately kept, he jokes that he can tell on those rare occasions she commits an herbal indiscretion, trying to pass off store-bought basil from homegrown. Please. Both Vince and Tina say cultivating this award-winning garden has not only brought them joy, it's taught them a lot.
What I learned throughout this process is there's always something that can be done. It's just climbing over that mountain and making it a molehill. And really, it was a labor of love for enjoying our space and kind of making it into that, and it turned into that. Yeah. So where there's a will, there's a way.
We've got carnations that bloom, and we've got the roses that, are coming up right now. So it's just a lot of fun, and it happens during the course of a year, and it never really seems to stop. And it gives you a sense of how the earth works.
Now, the Zamoras say that you do not have to break the bank to create a beautiful garden, but they do suggest you consult a professional. It doesn't have to be a pricey landscaper if that's not in your budget. He says that the people out at the Springs Preserve and the Southern Nevada Water Authority are happy to help you pick out plants that are right for your yard and your budget. Well, it's one of our favorite things to cover every year, some of the senior talent shows that take place in our senior centers in Las Vegas. This year, it was at the Doolittle Senior Center. Here's a montage of some of the performances.
Back here, like right now, so I can bring this down. And just try to keep the walkways clear, so that we don't have a trip hazard. Okay, let me go back up there, man. Let me put this stuff away, and then you will have my complete and divided attention.
Maybe a large, but not no Larry. You got the large. Let's see. Larry could probably get in. Gary could probably get in the medium. Yeah.
Here is Louis Floyd singing the version of I Can Make It Better by Mr. Luther Vandross.
I know, this is the end of the road. It's the party on the way, and there's not much left for us to say. Worn out shoes, silver hair and ragged shirt and baggy pants. The old soft shoe, chitty ching ching, could buy anything, cop that. Oh, calibrate, 30 degrees low, make it half of me, drop that. Oh, dab, dab, kick. Oh, and he told me
Thank you, Eric Sorensen, for covering all of that wonderful talent. It's time for another break, but when we come back, you may have heard about our driverless bus in downtown having a little bit of a bumpy start. We're going to tell you exactly what happened when we return.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. This cat makes me make art. He's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Welcome back to City Beat from the Rose Garden at Lorenzi Park. You might remember back in January when a driverless bus was introduced to downtown Las Vegas. It was very well received. It was here for just about a week. Well, it is back for a longer run now and is well received again after a little bit of a bumpy start.
AAA, in partnership with Keyless, is bringing what many say is the future of transportation to America, bringing it to Las Vegas specifically. This autonomous or driverless bus is back after a brief visit to our city in January. It was reintroduced in early November when it experienced a bit of a bumpy start. The autonomous shuttle was grazed by a delivery truck downtown on its first day out. But according to AAA and the city of Las Vegas, it did what it was supposed to do. Its sensors registered the truck and stopped to avoid the accident. The delivery truck did not and grazed the front fender. There were no injuries and it is back up and running smoothly. Rides are free and passengers are being asked to rate their experiences for further research into autonomous vehicle transportation. You can catch a ride on the shuttle in the Container Park area of downtown Las Vegas.
Let's turn to another mode of transportation, the bike. Our resident cycling fanatic, Eric Sorensen, has been covering Cross Vegas for years. It's a cyclocross race, which is kind of like a bike race and an obstacle course, to put it very, very simply. Well, it seems like their last race was in Las Vegas this past fall as they're moving north. Just because they're moving doesn't mean that Eric is not still covering them. He just followed them to two races, one in Beatty and one in Bonnie Springs.
Morning. Morning. We got two races out here, Beatty and Bonnie Springs. This is the first time in Las Vegas that's not Cross Vegas is an actual race. We're just trying to get ourselves established.
So these are your season numbers. So if you're gonna race anymore, keep them. Okay. What are you? Do you want to be under same team? Yes, please.
If you look around, you got all these different mountain bikers out here, people who are checking it out. We pumped all the local Facebook pages, the mountain bike pages, the cyclocross pages and everything, and Utah, California. We sent them everywhere to get people out, and you know, a lot of mountain bikers showing up for the first time.
It's a new age, first Wild West cyclocross. This is history.
This was supposed to be a zigzag.
Yeah, I remember that. It was almost supposed to be like a snake.
Yeah. Whew.
And that was easy, and then
I should have brought my
once I saw the corkscrew in there, it's like freaking Brian.
Yeah, that was me who put the corkscrew in.
It is a really hard right turn into the arena. It's very loose. Some people might lose control there, okay? So be careful and go crazy.
Remember this girl right here?
The Flying Dragon, as she is known, up in the third step on the podium.
Third place at Cross Vegas, the USAC race.
Doing single speed again.
Yeah.
But there's no women's division, so I'm competing with this guy.
What? There's no women's division?
No.
Oh, she's gonna beat me now.
You're gonna run between 6 and 8 minute lap. So you're looking at 5, 6 laps, I think.
At the bottom of your first downhill, cut straight through it, then make the hard turn on this stuff.
You only have yourself to blame.
Look at, she's still smiling. Good job. Go straight through the turn. When you hit the hard pavement, make a left, okay? Good job, man. Good job. Keep the pump up. Go.
You should be headed over to the start line right now. Actually, soon, not right now. Finish your breakfast.
Sometimes they pass.
Chain. It was about to break.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It was creaking, you know, like, I know it was about to pop.
How was it out there?
Oh, that was so much fun. Headwind. That whole backside's such a fun ride. Then the stairs up. Oh, you can't beat this.
It's amazing. So much fun. Hard as hell, but fun.
Favorite part?
Right here.
The hardest part.
Up there. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric Sorensen, for another great cyclocross story. Well, that does it for another City Beat from the Rose Garden at Lorenzi Park. Lorenzi Park is located at Twin Lakes and Washington. As we go to close, we're going to take you to the Veterans Day Parade that was held in downtown Las Vegas November 11th, one of the largest in the country. We'll see you next time.